might want to buckle up, baby.
And now get ready for WTF.
You want to prove once for all that I'm better than you? Strap up.
Bring it on, Big Brother Tim, man.
Whose take is first? Brought to you by TireOutlet.com. Wholesale prices, premium service.
Crank it up! Woo! Yeah! Woo! Woo! Tweeter has tweeted me, OU football, big time respect for a couple reasons. They came in and whipped us on the D-line. These guys will give the ultimate sacrifice. No comparison to anything on the field. Respect. That's fine. I agree. So it was cool to see, though, as Jeff pointed out earlier. All right, time to do a little WTF. And, Beef, what are we giving away today?
For our lucky text line, Guggen, on the text line driven by Duval Ford, 641-1010, one lucky winner. We'll get breakfast for two from Chick-fil-A, some airport parking from our friends at usapark.net, and they'll be entered to win this week's grand prize, which is a pair of tickets to Jags Jets down at TIAA Bank Field with admission to the game day tailgate experience. That's complete with food and beverage before the game.
Wow.
Not a bad gift.
I'm going fanboy this week.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going in the stands with my kid.
Oh,
look at you.
May paint my face.
Oh, take your shirt off?
Probably not.
Okay.
Thank you.
That was younger days, maybe.
Younger days, other days.
If you're over a certain age, I mean, unless you're just one of these fitness freaks, you probably shouldn't take your shirt off.
I did last year. I went bopping around this. I had a blast.
Yeah, I remember. I saw you.
Bopping around in this.
Spying on you a little bit. I was in the stands that day, too.
Yeah.
You were right in front of me, but
that was fun.
Didn't feel like engaging you.
I like doing that.
Today's topic, guys.
Yes, sir.
On the heels of last night's game, we'll change the subject a little bit. But on the heels of Monday Night Football, Steelers get a big win. They needed it over Fitzmagic and the Bucks. But word has come out that the Steelers are listening to trade offers for Le'Veon Bell. The Jets have already called. No offer made, though. So knowing the asking price we've seen for other marquee guys as recently as Khalil Mack getting 2 first-rounders from the Bears, I mean, what do you think will ultimately be the price paid for Le'Veon Bell's services if he's dealt?
Well, that's a good question.
Here's where the hypocrisy kicks in, Hick.
Right.
The Steelers don't want to pay Le'Veon Bell because of the unimportance or the of the running back position.
Well,
yet
they don't want to pay Le'Veon Bell what Le'Veon Bell thinks he deserves. They've made him offers.
Well, which is Todd Gurley money. It's not like he's asking for something that the best running backs don't get. But this is where the hypocrisy kicks in, as I was going to say. They don't want to pay Le'Veon Bell top-shelf money, but they're going to expect a top-shelf draft haul in return. I hope that they get how they're treating Le'Veon Bell and a third-rounder for him. That's what I hope. That's what they deserve for Le'Veon Bell because that's how they're treating Le'Veon Bell. And, look, I hate for it to get to a holdout. What annoys me about this is Le'Veon Bell couldn't have told them in March, if I don't have a new deal, I'm holding out. Then maybe something could have been done already. Yeah, this is almost a lost season for both teams. I mean, we're 3 games in, Hick.
Well, Le'Veon Bell clearly is not coming back till Week 10, if he comes back at all. And how would he be received now in the Steeler locker room? They hate him.
I don't think he can play there. Maybe he can. I mean, if he comes in and goes for 180 combined yards and 3 touchdowns, they won't hate him.
No, but the message from the players was loud and clear. I have mixed feelings on the whole situation. We've kind of gone over it a few times. Every player is entitled to their money. I cannot understand what kind of advice where it would make sense to turn down $900,000 a week. I mean, he's already $2.7 million flushed.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, man.
You know, I think a lot of times those guys count on getting that money back, but
Ross,
not in
if
this
he had
case.
played both those years full, he would have still made $30 million.
Oh, I know. I think there's more of an advantage to that franchise tag than the players want to admit. Look, there should be some sort of rule that you can't hold out if they give you the franchise tag, really.
This is what he tweeted back in July of this year. To all my Steeler fans, my desire has always been to retire Steeler. Both sides worked extremely hard today to make that happen, but the NFL is a hard business at times. To the fans that had hope, I'm sorry we let you down, but trust me, 2018 will be my best season to date. Well, no, it won't be, friend. And I understand from his perspective, he had 400 touches last year.
Yeah, they'll use him up and not pay him, and then they'll never make any money.
They will use him up, but
can I get career earnings for Le'Veon Bell to this point? I think we looked this up, but he didn't make anything at all the first few until he got that franchise because he was a second rounder.
Sure,
I mean he's playing for $400,000 a year,
but he got $12 million last year, and he would have $14 million
this year. I think that's it, though. I think his total tally is only like $13 million. Maybe.
I agree,
only.
But he turned down a $70 million deal.
He's made about $16 million with incentives.
Yes. So,
did you see what Mojo was saying? Because Maurice had the same agent that
yes.
Le'Veon
What did he say?
Basically, just along the lines of the entire process changed when David Johnson and Todd Gurley got those contracts with the guaranteed money.
Right.
And the moment that happened, that's when Le'Veon
that's
said,
fair,
I'm
man.
not coming to play for you unless you give me more guaranteed money.
I understand. I understand, but I also understand where the Steelers are coming from too. They have the right to say, okay, well, we're not going to do that under your bargaining agreement that you guys, worked out, negotiated.
That should be.
We are going to apply the franchise tag on you if you turn down what we are offering you. So both sides have points. It's just a shame that the Steelers aren't as good without Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell is a great player. There's no denying that.
Here's the problem. Here you hit on the one angle in particular that Le'Veon Bell has the best argument. I'm not going to come in here and play for your one deal, non-guarantee, while you run me into the ground for 450 touchdowns.
Right.
If you guys want to come to an agreement where I'll share time, I'll do it for you. But then if you're the Steelers, well, I'm not going to pay you franchise money to share time. It's just a mess.
It's a mess.
And I can't imagine trading for Le'Veon Bell. Here's why, Dan. You get hit twice. You get hit with what you have to give up for the draft pick, and then you get hit with the money you're going to have to pay to keep him happy.
Maybe one thing.
So I think, back to the question, what do you get for Le'Veon Bell? I'll stand by it. A third-round pick, man. I can't give you my first rounder and pay a salary.
What does that get? Yeah, it's so funny.
It's not the money with him, I
trying
think.
to decide in the NFL who deserves what in terms of trade value. But I would assume it would be more than that.
Here's the problem. Or the reality. Like, people say, well, look, Trent Richardson got traded for a first-rounder. Yeah, but Trent Richardson was on his rookie deal. You didn't have to pay him any money. So that's what makes, to me, Le'Veon Bell's trade become near impossible. I think that's why veteran running backs you'll often see traded for a fourth-rounder, like Adrian Peterson, and yet a young running back will draw a first and a third because he's controllable salary-wise. Of course, usually when you trade for that guy, you pay him.
I think the Jaguars franchised Donovan Darius 2 years in a row.
I think they did too. He wasn't happy about it.
I think Scobie got franchised too.
I think he did.
Which I always thought was so
funny. For a kicker, it's probably great. As kicker, you don't have that injury risk, although ironically, Scobie left with injury.
But you make a lot of money. The Jaguars, I'm trying to look this up.
We haven't used the franchise tag very much.
No.
Compared to some. Right? I mean, I think they went Darius back-to-back. Did they ever slap it on Mojo?
No.
They never did during those?
Yeah, in 2003, Darius, it was just over $3 million as a safety.
Yeah, hardly anything.
Yeah, well, sort of.
Well, plus at the time that was worth a little bit more. But yeah, I remember Donovan not being happy though. And again, it's that guaranteed money. It's that if you sign a long-term deal, you get $15 million up front, right? And with Le'Veon Bell, he wants that $50 million guaranteed. I guess that Gurley.
He was a team's franchise player for 3 years, 3 consecutive years.
It may have been 3, yeah.
Darius will get the same $4.97 million he was due this year as a franchise player, and without going into specifics, indicated he will take less the next 3 years. He didn't like being the franchise player. He was a franchise player 3 straight years, I guess. So I remember him being at least 2.
I remember him not being happy about it. That's what I recall.
Yeah. And it was always like when you first get introduced to it, your first thought is, man, it's
an honor.
Yeah, well, gosh. I mean, plus you're getting,
average of the top 3 or 5.
Le'Veon Bell would have made $26 million over 2 years, which is a little less than the $30 million guaranteed that he turned down with the $70 million deal. But you're right, Lauren, what Mojo said is that did change the game. And then the agent, and
here's what happened.
I just don't think though that I would have worked harder. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it looks good on the agent. I don't think it looks good on the player and I don't think it's smart if the kid comes back week 10 and plays 2 weeks and gets Garoppolo'd, then what?
No one's going to sign him, and they're not going to franchise him, and you might be done.
I mean, so I don't know, man.
It's definitely a risk reward every time those guys put on a helmet.
I wanted to touch on one other thing, NFL wise. Did you see the injury to William Hayes of the Dolphins?
Trying to avoid getting a roughing the passer.
What a shame that is. William Hayes was tackling Derek Carr down around the goal line, and so he was falling down on him, so he didn't want to put all his weight on him, so he stuck his right foot out and planted it to try to brace and not to stop himself from falling.
To fall away from him.
And he buckled his knee and tore his ACL, and he's out for the year.
Yeah,
I don't feel as bad for him because he's the one who hit Taylor Lewan of the Titans. Obviously, he used to be a Titan, and the camera caught him saying, like, I put him in a body bag.
Ooh.
And Lewan had a bad concussion, which kept him out, the next week. So I don't feel as bad for Hayes. It's not like he's been squeaky clean. That's all I'm going to say.
I believe he doesn't believe in dinosaurs. William Hayes.
Is he the one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
From the Rams?
Mhm.
Okay. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the mermaid guy.
Yeah, it's something
Mermaid
weird.
dinosaur guy.
Yeah, something weird about it.
Yeah.
Something about dinosaurs.
Yes.
Yeah, the NFL.
By the way, the Dolphins go to New England this week.
No, I saw
What a
that.
huge game.
The NFL, man, is for all the things they do right, they sure screw up officiating, and they're just this is a disaster.
Well, if you watched last night, Big Ben flopped on one play, which is classic.
Yeah.
I mean, he got touched in the head and he went down. And you got to do. I mean,
Yeah.
listen. Bottom line is, if you hit the quarterback now, you're probably going to get a flag. They must have called like
that's 4
three or
last
four
night.
times.
Four, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. And the quarterbacks are kind of laughing about
Well,
it.
here's the thing,
You know,
too.
Big Ben is a huge man.
Why-
The one thing people don't always, if you ever meet an NFL quarterback, Blake's the same way. They're enormous men.
You know
It takes a lot to
you
bring
know
them
what's
down.
you know what's interesting about these quarterback rules?
What's that?
They have nothing to do with health. Like this is not at all to do with CTE or concussions. That's not why they're doing it, because they're the most important player on the field. And I'm not sure there is a position exclusive rule like that. Maybe in any sport. Maybe the punter. You protect the punter with roughing the punter. But this isn't about concussions. Because if it were, why can you slam and tackle every other player on the field? I mean, the hits that Alex Smith takes are nothing like the hit that a receiver takes going across the middle legally. So, and I don't know what but they have a huge mess on their hands. They've completely butchered it. You can tell now that the refs themselves don't like it. Like I heard that one ref had told a player that, look, I know, I agree with you. They're making us call this. Well, then not. And yet, and this is how bad it is. I don't know what other word. The catch rule, which they relaxed, is now a joke. I mean, if you come up with the ball now, it looks like you can dribble it if you want to. Have you noticed all the catches that don't look like catches? It's just so they go from one extreme to the next. It's just crazy. So, but yeah, I that's a shame that you lose a player, but no one will care because it's a defensive end. It's not a quarterback.
I have some surprising numbers when it comes to Florida football I want to share with you when we come back.
I like
Do we have
that.
anything else on the docket next?
Well, that's good. No,
No?
that's it.
I want to get your guys' opinion about a couple things when it comes to the Gators as they get ready to go to Starkville.
National championship.
Florida LSU on CBS 47 in 2 weeks, October 6th.
A bit surprising. I hope
Florida Gators are national.
happier times.
I hope if Florida wins this week, that is an attractive game. But if they don't, it's not.
Well, there may not
I mean,
be
it's
a lot
for
of
us,
Go
but-
look at the docket.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. This week, by
Alabama,
the way,
Arkansas.
ugh,
You don't want to use up the Bama for that one.
95-0. That one's going to go.
Yeah.
Man, there are some real kickers this
Did
week.
we get a line yet on Georgia, Tennessee, Lauren Brooks?
We have two, by the way, top 10 matchups this week. Ohio State plays Penn State.
Yeah.
There's another one.
I love Ohio State.
That's at Penn State, though.
Yeah.
That should be a game. I mean, Ohio State, that's the kind of game those jokers lose every year. They lose one of those.
Whiteout.
It will be a whiteout.
2 words.
What is the other one? Oh, it's does LSU have a top 10 game this week?
LSU's number 5 in the country.
I know. There's another top 10 game. Oh, is it Big 12? Who am I thinking of? There's another one.
Don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know is not the way to go into a break, so let me utilize the services of my computer here.
32.5 points in favor of Georgia.
What did we say,
32.5?
29? Is that what we said yesterday? That's pretty close.
And the official over-under is 58 points.
There's Ohio
58.
State, Penn State,
Yeah.
and Stanford, Notre Dame.
Stanford Notre Dame is the other.
Oh.
So yeah,
Ian Book.
got a pretty good schedule that we can talk
right.
about with the Riley Report later in the week. All right, we'll take a break. It's Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday. Gator football numbers you won't believe next.